And welcome to Local Edition on Time Warner Cable. I'm Steve Swatt with the Sacramento Report. In the next few minutes, we're going to talk about a move in the state legislature to boost state support to innovative startup companies. My guest this segment is Chris Holden, a member of the State Assembly from Pasadena. Thanks very much for being with us.
Pleasure to be here.
So we're talking about, obviously, sort of some cutting-edge technology companies that needs a little boost to get going, right?
Yeah, you know, one of the reasons why we focused on this approach is cities were losing redevelopment agencies, right, and enterprise zones were being modified in such a way that, at least from the city's point of view, they were losing a tool. And we thought it was important to sort of look out there and create an innovative way to allow incubators or new startup companies, technology companies, to be formed and to have resources from the state. In the case of our bill AB 250, it is really looking at resources that the state has in terms of land that can be used for the purposes of jump-starting some of these businesses. And I think, quite frankly, when you look throughout the state, we've lost some manufacturing opportunities and businesses that have moved out of state. And new technology or new industry businesses, I think, are sort of the wave of the future for California. And if we can lay a good footprint for those startup businesses to get going, they can grow, incubate, and the goal is to be able to provide jobs to Californians going forward.
You mentioned that these communities have lost enterprise zones. I mean, there still are some tax breaks for manufacturing, biotech,
yes,
things like that, but these companies need a little bit more than that.
And it's also just creating additional tools, and I think in this particular instance, iHub is really taking and memorializing some of the programs that are already in the governor's GoBiz in his program that provides resources for businesses.
We'll talk a little bit about iHub, exactly what that is, and specifically the hub in San Jose, which I guess is a model for your legislation.
Yes, well, we're looking at it from the standpoint of private resources and equity capital, working with the public sector and certainly cities and providing land for building and growth opportunities. So and actually leveraging institutions in the community as well, higher education, universities, those are all very important to help drive the iHub program. So having those three work together, where there's governmental intervention in terms of land and resources, where the private sector and equity funds find a appropriate opportunity to invest in these projects, and to have the universities and the intellectual properties that sometimes come out of those institutions to be, as an example, in Pasadena, Caltech and Huntington Hospital work together to form a biotech corridor in our community. And the startup businesses came from the minds, the great ideas from Caltech. They formed their companies, the innovative, the private investment was there to support those startups, like in San Jose. And it's fostering really an environment where you can take someone's great idea, their imagination, their vision, and giving them the resources, the capital, and the land to be able to see that to fruition.
And getting all these stakeholders together to work for one common purpose. Then.
Exactly.
All right. Well, we're out of time for this segment, but Assemblyman Holden, thank you very much for coming by and talking about this legislation, and we're going to follow it with interest.
I appreciate it.
All right. And thanks to our viewers also for watching Local Edition on Time Warner Cable. A reminder, you can see this and other interviews on YouTube, also on My Government On Demand. I'm Steve Swatt. We'll see you next time.